Hope y'all are ready. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all you little maniacs across the planet Earth, once again, it is motherfucking time. The Robcast, coming at you live, uncut, and ungraded from Spreaker Podcast and Robcast Radio. So here's Zombie, and here it goes. Alright, yeah, y'all ready? Alright. Oh, how are all of you little maniacs doing today? Woo, I can tell you I'm blessed to be alive. Coming at you live, uncut and unrated, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That's right. As you know, we always like to start off the Robcast by saying thank you. Thank you to the Army. Thank you to the Navy. Thank you, Air Force. Thank you, Marines, for doing what you bad motherfuckers. That's right. Doing what you do to keep our country free. So thank you for your service, gentlemen and ladies, past, present, and future. And definitely thank you to the boys in blue. Back the badge. Support your local police department. Firefighters and EMTs, my hat is off to you all, guys. Because all your first responders, whenever our bitch asses run away from danger, you're trained to run straight into it. And for that, we give you guys respect. So rock and roll, guys. Today, Robcast, we are going to talk a little bit about how do you guys feel about legalizing marijuana in Texas? So we're going to talk a little bit about that. I don't know. I can argue. I can't. We'll talk about it. Let's see. What do you think? Because I'll tell you guys how I feel about it, and how some other, some other states and some other countries actually have what they've done as far as their marijuana laws and stuff like that goes. And should we follow in their footsteps, or should we continue to be a slave to what do they say? What are those guys that control? Where are we? Okay. Single phase out, guys. Rewind. Let's just take a second. Let's think about this for a minute, okay? At this point in time, right now, we've got 7 or 8 states that recreational marijuana is 100% legal. So it seems as if we could, and also on top of that, we've got 20-something states, 26 or 27, 28 states or more that medical marijuana is legal. So will it come up as far as Texas goes, guys? Now, I know that last year in 2016 that we here in Texas had gone ahead and put forth everything so that we could provide the cannabinoid oil, which is a non-THC part of the plant. And it comes, I guess they had gone ahead and legalized marijuana in Texas to some effect last year as far as taking care of epileptic patients and stuff like that. With, like I said, they it's legal for the CBD oil in Texas, so that's definitely a step in the right direction. What we may do is, well, some other people have done, like, okay, first, Colorado. I guess that was the first state to make marijuana completely recreationally legal. And you might say to yourself, why would they do such a thing? Well, we'll break it down a little bit here because okay, there are a lot of different medical uses, and if you ask someone like Tommy Chong, his theory, which is backed up by a lot of other professionals. Look it up for yourself, guys. I always encourage you to go out and get this information on your own, because we don't try to promote any kind of fake-ass news up in here. We keeps it real. We're keeping it real. So, Colorado, they legalize it, right? And now several other states have done the same thing. But like I said, let's break it down. We're going to break it down a little bit and talk just a little bit about... There are several, what I was saying was there are several different kinds, different strands of marijuana that people use medicinally. And even okay, that's what I was saying. People like Tommy Chong will tell you that everyone who uses marijuana uses it medicinally. Now think about that for just a moment. As far as joint pain, does that mean whenever you don't have a joint? No, pain in your joints, arthritis. Whenever we had a friend that had cancer, and the only thing that would make it to where he could eat after his treatment and stuff like that was to smoke some herb. So he had to go at the time. I don't even remember where he had to go to get his medical marijuana. But the point is that there's far more good to be done, in my opinion, with marijuana being legal than it is being illegal. And the reason that I say that is this: you don't want any kind of drugs or alcohol to be in the hands of children, right? So if we look back on Prohibition, and whenever they took away Prohibition, and when what they did with alcohol, well, has been somewhat represented in what they've done with, we'll call it, the release of Prohibition on marijuana use. And by making alcohol legal again, back in the day, what they did was they now made it to where, okay, you didn't have people just making alcohol in their bathtubs and bootlegging moonshine that was made in the hills that nobody knew exactly what was in it, or if it would make you go blind, right? Or sterilize your ass to where you could never have kids again. So what they did is they made it to where only reputable sources with good ingredients were the ones that could make, Tennessee whiskey. You know what I mean? Jack Daniels, Crown Royal, bourbon. You know what I mean? You had to make some sort of a legitimate alcohol, and they got their money, they got tax on it, and you knew exactly what percentage it was and everything on the bottle. It had to be labeled. You know what I'm saying? Also, with this being said, you make it then to where you have to be a certain age to purchase it. Okay? And then what you do is, think about this, whenever let's say in the 60s or the 70s, it was nothing to go ask someone to buy a 6-pack of beer for you if you're a kid, and they'd buy it and you'd go drink your 6-pack of beer. But in order to make this stop, what they did is start making harsher laws on contributing to a minor. And then you didn't see any more, children being out there getting alcohol without great risk being taken by the adult that provided it to them. So the way that this reflects us now on the prohibition of marijuana is this. If they do, like right now, you can go pretty much anywhere and get you a sack of herb. What is it? Nobody really knows. Where did it come from? Nobody really knows. What's exactly in it and whose hands have been on it and touched it and you know what I mean? Things like this, especially when you're interested in only putting the right things into your body, right? Are things that you need to consider. Like, also the cartels are the ones that are making all of the money. They're the ones that are bringing people in from Mexico, planting them Texas is so close to Mexico that, we're like their main pipeline to get illegal drugs through America. So by releasing the prohibition on marijuana and legalizing it in Texas, yes, our government would be able to regulate that. And in doing so, it would be just a big house of cards would fall down on the Mexican cartels that supply our whole country, right, with marijuana, because it would be completely legal in Texas. Why are you going to bring sand to the beach? You hear me, I'm saying? And also, they would be able to regulate these substances, make them legal for medicinal use. I believe in that. If they could only do that in Texas, it would make me happy, because the true people that I believe right now that partake in putting THC into their body, they have some medical reason for it. And if you don't believe me, you should talk to them. One of the big misconceptions of marijuana use is that it makes people lazy and lethargic. That does happen to some people, just giggles and want to lay around and go to sleep or whatever. However, some people, let's say, like you have a bad sciatic nerve and you got, things messed up in your body and you can't function properly. Would you rather, you want someone to take opiates? You want someone to take something natural that came out of the earth that they can take in a pill form, and if a little bit of THC makes it better for them to be able to be more mobile and to be able to increase their increase their life, their ability in life in general, then what's wrong with it? Because it's not like you're introducing something new into the market. It's already there. What you'll be doing is just like making just like they did in Colorado again. Like what's going on in California right now. Washington, D.C., 100% legal. At the Trump inauguration, there was one company passing out joints with their card. Straight up. They said, now you're not allowed to fire it up right here. However, people probably will. But they were just handing out joints at the Trump's inauguration. Pretty cool. So that's my thing. I think that right now, as far as if you got a teenager, junior high school, it would be it's way easy for them to get any kind of drugs off the street, because these are the ones that these dope dealers and stuff that they target. That's their main market, man. So what we can do is, vote on it and legalize it, regulate it, make it to where it's only going to go into the hands of the people that need it, or going to, use it properly and not abuse the system. So I don't know. I mean, I sit here sometimes and I think about these things only because it's kind of like this. There's also, there's a big market in putting people in jail and keeping people in jail over drug charges. Now, if you talk to some people in law enforcement, they tell you that, look, if you get caught with a joint, or you get caught with a 20 sack, or you get caught with a couple roaches or something like that, you're probably just going to get a ticket in Texas, and you're not going to go to prison. You go to prison for federal charges. You go to prison for, like, the guy that has a truckload of that shit, or if you're trying to sell it, you're trying to make money or do something stupid. You know what I mean? So I think that even the people that are on the other side of the law would disagree with the fact that, you got people in prison for years and years for drug charges. And in my opinion, I think some of these people are probably the people that would probably be in prison for something else anyway. But why should we even give them that opportunity if we have it in our hands to just make it 100% legal, and that way we can regulate it and our state can benefit from something that's already happening here, and